You could accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
What's your take on this? Why seeing for it?
Oh, I think it's terrible. I think it's absolutely horrendous.
Wait a second. There's a penalty on the. I'm like, what?
Get ready for 2 hours of hard-hitting football talk from two men in the know. It's Football No. Jim and Joe.
Join us on the phone. We have NFL prospect and future XFL player Jeremy Spencer.
No, man. I don't like to talk about myself like that, man. Yeah, so if the Raiders get over, I was going to take him in the back. Here's the last time I checked, I am God, so slow your roll. Slow your roll down.
What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to another episode of Football on the Know. I am Jim McPhee, and alongside of me is Mr. Joe DeCapita.
what's going on, Nodos? Welcome back for another edition of Football on the No Show. It's great to be back.
Wow, yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's been so long, Joe.
Unfortunately, I had to leave Florida to come back here, but
you did.
I came
You
back
left me.
for you guys. That's right. All you
right.
Nodos out there, thank you so much for the support. Unfortunately, we really have to apologize actually to you guys. We really do appreciate everything that you've done and everything that you support us through up to this point, and making our YouTube channel, our show on Facebook, a success so far. And we strive to create better content for you guys. Just want to apologize. The last 2 to 3 weeks, we really haven't been on. We really haven't been uploading new content. We've had a little bit of a hiatus, because of me going to Florida, taking care of stuff down there.
And the Pro Bowl sucks kind of, though, too. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
but, I hear you there.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's the Pro Bowl, and I'm actually amazed that the NFL's still making a lot of money on this Pro Bowl game. And I have a bone to pick with the NFL a little bit here on the Pro Bowl, because not everybody that is deserving of the Pro Bowl gets into one of the AFC or NFC teams on the Pro Bowl. It's unfortunate. Sometimes it's just a popularity thing.
Right.
And that's a lot of the times.
I hear you there, too, but it kind of stinks, too, because the way it is, how they have it, again, the week before, like they tried to make it so that they made some of these guys go, so then it wasn't after season. People just want to be done. It kind of sucks because then you don't get some of these good, how they're doing the competitions now with the passing competition, stuff like that. You don't get to see what Patrick Mahomes can do versus, Lamar Jackson or something like that.
Right,
Like that. You see some of the second-hand guys like, who
I
cares,
definitely see that, but
You know?
I mean, here's the thing to that is like you're always going to have those two teams that aren't going to be able to really participate, which is fine because
which a lot of times is some of the best players.
Those players that get elected into to get elected into that Pro Bowl game and earn that Pro Bowl statistic on their stat bar, it still stays with them. It doesn't disappear because they can't be there.
Right.
It still counts as them being a Pro Bowler for that year. So nothing's getting taken away from them. So I think in that aspect it's fine, but when you're letting in guys that are just because they're popular, let's just say J.J. Watt for one. J.J. Watt was injured a lot this year. He still made it to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Do I think he deserved it? Me personally, I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, to me, I want to see a guy that's going to be there the whole year and create those big numbers and those big plays that they do on the field week in and week out. Those guys, I think, are more deserving. Like last year. Last year's Pro Bowl snubs is Darius Leonard, the outside linebacker for the Indianapolis Colts. He was even though he's a rookie, he was unbelievable as a rookie. Definitely 110% deserved to be there in the Pro Bowl. He was snubbed. I mean, there's plenty of guys that get snubbed because they're not a big name, because not many people know them. Listen, we know a third of the voting goes to the fans, a third of the voting goes to the players, and a third of the voting goes to coaches. The problem is the players, it's a popularity thing. They're going to vote for their boys, their friends, their colleagues that they're close with. So that's a popularity thing between players. And then you got the fans. Of course, fans are going to vote for the majority, unless they're one of the more knowledgeable fans out there, and they're not real biased. That's the biggest thing is you're going to feel that need to be biased towards your players that you week in and week out ride or die. You're really kind of rooting for them. And if they're on the ballot, you're gonna be like, oh, a Giant, a Raider for me. You know what I mean? But you got to try to stay unbiased when you're voting, and hopefully, I don't think it'll ever get to that point. But I think the only way it becomes legitimate and true and honorable is if they go away from that popularity thing. Take it away out of the players' hands. Take it out of the fans' hands. And actually, quite honestly, you should be having maybe retired players, maybe retired coaches, like a different kind of an NFL panel of like 20 guys or something that vote these players in based on stats, plays throughout the year. And that, to me, would be more reasonable. But unfortunately, we probably won't ever get there.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Well, we're not here to talk about the Pro Bowl. We thank everybody for joining us with us tonight. We haven't done a live show in a while. We have been focusing very diligently on our YouTube page. We've gotten more subscribers by the day. We will be focusing a lot on that, but then also sharing stuff to the Facebook page. So everybody, all of our group members on Facebook, we appreciate you and tuning in with us tonight. Definitely. Also everyone on Twitter, too, that can check us out, too. And also now our YouTube is growing, like we said, here. Football on the No Show. Hit the subscribe button on there. We are doing more interviews and posting more videos on that too, so there's more to come. Sit tight. But we are doing a live show because the Super Bowl is here, Joe. Yeah. Finally, the Super Bowl that I picked it a few weeks ago. And this is kind of what we want, I think. We have one of the best defenses in the league versus one of the best offenses. People are really in love with Patrick Mahomes. He's exciting to watch. Some of them are calling him already, future Hall of Famer. And you got Jimmy G again. So many different questions about both these teams, and it's very alluring about. They have a mystique about each team. It's very exciting, and we get to see them toe to toe here. So what do you think about this matchup coming up here and moving on?
I mean, this matchup is going to be amazing. I think this is going to be yet another really good Super Bowl, or there's a very, very good chance it could go really badly, really quickly for one of these teams.
Yeah.
When you look at their league rankings right now, you have the 49ers in offense. This is an offensive category. Believe it or not, they're fourth in the NFC. Fourth. On offense. That's overall offense, how prolific they are. And then you go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're sixth right now. They're not the number one offense like everybody kind of like alluding to.
Yeah.
And then you go down to their defense. Everybody knows how great this 49er defense. Well, they're second in the league at overall defense. The Chiefs, they're kind of in the middle area. They're ranked 17th. And the Chiefs do struggle with something that the Niners do very well, and that's defending the run. The Niners are going to definitely try to run the ball down their throats. And if you look at the last couple of playoff games that the Niners have played, they've ran the ball, and teams haven't been able to stop them. And everyone's like, oh, well, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not throwing the ball. He's not doing much. They have to run. Why do you have to throw the ball? When you're running the ball down the other team's throat and they're not stopping you, why stop? Why change what's working? And they continue to do so. Now the Chiefs are going to come up. This is going to be a deciding factor in this game. I think this is going to be this right here is, can the Chiefs stop the Niners and force them to throw the ball more often? And then you go down to the passing. So between their offense, the Chiefs have the 5th highest rated passing attack. The Niners, they have the 13th highest passing attack. So you see a little bit difference there, but that could be because the Niners run the ball heavily. They don't really need to throw the ball. And the Chiefs, they're just electric throwing the ball. I mean, they have so many weapons. You got Travis Kelce, you got Tyreek Hill to contend with, and even guys out of the backfield like Damian Williams and company. And LaShawn McCoy, look, he's going to be returning to the Super Bowl game now. He's going to be a factor as well. And then you look at the rushing attack. The Chiefs, not so much. They're at 23rd ranked in the rushing category. But the Niners, they are second. So that's pretty incredible. So between these two teams, they're going to battle it out. The Chiefs, they're not as prolific on defense, but they are prolific on offense. And just like the Niners, they're mirror image in a way, opposite. The Niners are great on defense from head to toe. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how they defend Tyreek Hill. Because let's face it, he is the guy that kind of makes or breaks this offense and keeps it running. We all know Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. He has a super strong arm. He's accurate. He makes some awkwardly wild throws that are just deadly accurate no matter what. Makes some surprise plays. But Hill, can the Niners defense slow down Tyreek Hill? Can they keep the cap on the top of that defense and eliminate those big, deep passing plays that they kind of feed off of? And for the Chiefs, they got to play defense. This is going to be tough. Now, everybody keeps talking about, Chiefs offense, Niners defense. That's the matchup. Yes, it is in a sense. It's going to be a great one. But then you look on the other side of the line here, and you look at the Niners offense, which isn't really talked much about. And it's surprising because the Niners offense in their own right has been killing it. Yeah, they don't have the crazy passing attack stats. They don't have, but what they do is they run the ball very efficiently, and they're determined to run it against you. They do not let up. And unless a team can stop them, listen, the Chiefs struggle to stop the run. This is where the game is going to be played. They're going to make plays. The Chiefs are going to make plays on offense. The Niners are going to make plays on defense. But I think the biggest thing that people are not paying attention to is that Niners offense versus the Chiefs defense. I think that's where the Super Bowl is going to be dictated. That's where it's going to be decided. And I can't wait to see all the highlights that are created. For me, I like defense more than I like offense. That's just the way I grew up. That's what I love. And I love the way this Niners defense is. Coming into this game, they are now 100% healthy. They were last game, which was scary. We saw them put on a show. Now they have to go up against this tough offense, but I love defense. In the Super Bowls, it seems to be the thing. Now, we've seen this kind of a matchup happen before where you got the number one offense going against the number one defense, sort of speak, this kind of a matchup in the Super Bowl. We've seen that. And 9 times out of 10, the defense usually wins. They always say, what's the motto there is defense wins championships, right? I'm going to stick with the San Francisco 49ers in this one because I really believe that this defense is not only a very tenacious defense, but it's a defense that's going to attack and challenge this Chiefs offense big time.
Yeah, and looking at this again, there's a lot of different storylines here. Everybody's talking about 2004 was the last time that Andy Reid was in the Super Bowl with the Eagles. You had T.O. Donovan McNabb out there. Since then, he's been not only with the Eagles, but he's brought the Chiefs to consecutive playoff spots here too, and winning the division a few years, and just known all around this NFL as a really great coach, a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer in there. Everybody's looking for him to get this next one, just to get that Super Bowl off his, that little check mark off his name here, to get that off his back and off his shoulders here. And you look back at it, Kyle Shanahan now he's in the head coaching spot instead of offensive coordinator. He's trying to chase away that ghost of 28-3 in the Super Bowl. They had a 28-3 lead here with the Atlanta Falcons here against the New England Patriots, and it allowed them to come back and win this game. Although in that game, though, too, it wasn't like the offense was ridiculously exploding and taking off in that game. A lot of the 28-3 of the points was pressure defense, what was going on with the Atlanta Falcons in that game. But since then, you'd think that Kyle Shanahan has learned a whole lot. It's funny that he's had the weapons that, like Matt Ryan and the different wide receivers he had in Atlanta. Now he's in San Francisco, and he's more of a running attack / balanced, even attack here with
you
this
think
whole
you learned
thing.
something?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? Yeah, clock management. You know what I'm saying? And but when you take a look at all together, and you talked about the Chiefs not being, surprisingly the number one scoring offense in the league, you got to remember too that Patrick Mahomes was injured for a few weeks there too with the knee injury, but since returning from the injury there, since then he's had 19 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions, including the playoffs there since he's been back. So he's been when he's not in there, it's a difference maker. And,
absolutely.
And the
He's a
Chiefs
quarterback.
they've never lost a game by more than 7 points since Patrick Mahomes has taken over in that starting role spot.
Yeah.
So when he's in there, it's a total different mix. And like you said, they do have LaShawn McCoy back there. They got Damian Williams in the backfield that also can sprinkle in a little run here, but they are overall known as the passing offense.
Right.
You've got the speedy guys here. You've got Tariq Hill making plays, and he's more of a. Sometimes they get the deep ball to him, but the thing you got to watch out with him is getting a body right on him and getting him tackled quick. Because if you don't and you allow that space, he can turn up on you and then it's gone.
Well,
And
that's
then
the
it's just a
difference.
blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It is gone, and that's a game changer for this team.
That's the difference between these two teams is the Niners D-line alone are not going to let him breathe very much. They're going to create pressure. They're going to get after it. And Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be able to sit back there and create 10 seconds of time to see Tyreek Hill 60 yards down the field and gun it to him wide open. That's not going to happen in this game. He's not going to have that much time. Now, look, we saw the last game the Chiefs played. When pressure was on him, they just couldn't make the tackle. And they let him slip out, and he would run for 10 yards or so. So in this one, you're going to see a much different team. I think this is definitely going to be the toughest defense they've ever faced this year, and hands down. And I think it's going to show it might show some weaknesses in the Chiefs game, and it might not. But we'll have to see how it all unfolds afterwards. Hey, we got Ty.
Ty's in the house
going
tonight.
on,
Ty
Ty?
Hedgecock's in the house. Hey, what's up, Ty?
Good to be back.
Yeah,
What's
definitely.
up, man?
And Steven Likens is in the house, too.
What's going on,
He
Steve?
says, hey, fellas, pretty much a coin toss for Super Bowl. Like to see the Chiefs after 50 years, but as long as the game is good, no reason it shouldn't be. So, yeah, I think so, too. I'm excited about this. It's always good, again, when the Patriots aren't in it, in a sense.
I know.
too.
Everyone's
It's
excited
different
about
teams. And again, where you don't have, for me, I don't have that feeling where I'm like, I absolutely hate this team, and I need this other team to win. I need it. You
might not have that. It's a
some
double-edged
people
sword
do,
for
though.
me.
For me, yeah,
It's
I
a
understand
double-edged
that.
sword 'cause
You're where I was
the
at when the Philadelphia Eagles were playing the Patriots. 'Cause
Right,
I'm a
yeah,
Giants
exactly,
fan.
exactly,
I'm like,
exactly.
But do I want the lesser of the two evils?
Exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
So,
That's
like,
what it is
this
here.
one for me, the Niners are a Bay Area rival. Well, no longer officially.
Not anymore.
And the Chiefs are our rivals within the division. So it's like either one. It's like, is there an option where they both lose? I mean, because that would be great. But we all know that can't happen. There has to be a champion. And I hate the Chiefs more. So, I mean, I really am leaning towards the 49ers. Plus, I love that defense. What else does Steven have to say?
That's it. That's it. Just repeated for 3
Oh,
times.
just repeated
I don't
3
get it.
times.
But-
Okay.
But that also, what he brought up brings up the in the know fact of the day. Though I wanted to bring up to all this week. Here we go. We've got the in the know fact of the day. Here we go, Joe. He just brought it up. Steven Likens
What
brought
else
it up
we
because
got?
he's a know-it-all too. He knows his stuff here. So if the Chiefs win Super Bowl 54, they will end the second longest Lombardi Trophy drought among teams that have already won a Super Bowl. 9 different franchises have yet to win a single Super Bowl, but among teams that have done so, only the New York Jets at 51 years have endured a longer stretch in
Wow.
between titles. So there you go. That's your in the know fact of the day for
Dropping
everyone
some
today.
knowledge
Dropping some
there,
knowledge
Jimmy.
on there. And Steven Likens was a part of that there too. He's one of our know-it-alls. And so the Jets now. Is it
Yeah.
their turn coming up here? A lot of fans with the Jets. They hope so. But
Right, right,
there's a lot of
absolutely.
turmoil going on in the offseason with the
Yeah,
Jets.
yeah.
But-
And here's something else I just want to add to that. Did you know that this Super Bowl is the first time an AFC and an NFC team have met both with the color red?
Yeah, there you go. Red schemes, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a lot of firsts
So-
here for this one. But
And I have to say
Yeah,
this.
sure.
Hey, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I hope you lose.
there you go.
That's all.
Yeah. And here you go. Steven says the Lions haven't won a championship since 1957.
Oh, I know. And you know
Yes.
what? If Barry Sanders stays with that team, and that was the biggest problem is when he left, it's because they refused to build around him. Imagine that Lions team if they built around Barry Sanders with some more receiver weapons, a tight end, a better quarterback, even a better offensive line, defense. that team, they've made it to the championship games before. And that was just with Barry. Imagine if they added a little bit of talent. They could have won a couple of Super Bowls.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we remember times when Barry was out there. Some of these guys aren't able to see some of those games, but they were pretty intense when he was out there. But yeah, Super Bowl, it's coming up. We've got two great teams here. I kind of like what Joe's saying too. We've seen a lot of these Super Bowls where it's a great high-powered offense versus a great. We've seen the
defense.
Legion of Boom take down, Peyton Manning hard, one year. And then they almost did it to the Patriots, but we don't want to talk about that one again. The fumble there, on the bad play call.
No.
But you also talked about the Kansas City Chiefs defense and what they got to do to step up. We saw a lot of guys being vocal about what they got to do and not jump off sides, kind of a blasted D Ford on the other end. You got Chris Jones healthy now on that defense, stepping up to try to make some plays. And hey, I want to hear Ty says, boo the Chiefs. My damn Texans had that game. I am still upset about that. Go Niners. And what Ty's talking about, the thing is that this is another point I was going to bring up about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
These last two games now, they've had to come from behind. A very lethargic start to the games. And against the Texans here, they had to overcome a 24-point deficit against the Texans.
Which was absolutely ridiculous, and it should have never happened. Let's be honest. The Texans had them by the cojones. You know what I mean? Ty,
they let them off the hook.
Yeah, Ty, you're absolutely right. Your team had them in a corner. Bill O'Brien happened. That's what happened. Bill O'Brien.
Play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Herman, preach.
Yeah, that's
Herman
right.
should have been on the sidelines right next to Bill O'Brien to tell him, you play to win the game, man.
you do.
What are you doing? Going for it on you went for it on fourth down on your own 30. If you weren't going to get it, guess what? The Chiefs have it. You're giving them all the momentum back, and they did it anyway. It was stupid decisions like that throughout the game. There was another couple of decisions that were throughout the course of the rest of that game that Bill O'Brien, if he chose the opposite option, you probably end up winning the game easily, not even close. The Texans were already blowing them out before the first half was over. It was incredible. I was loving it. I was relishing it. But oh my God, Bill O'Brien, and now he's the GM. What?
Yep. Yeah, you get a promotion for doing that.
You get a promotion for losing,
making it to the playoffs, and then losing again with the talent that you have here, losing a lead like that, and you get a promotion. It's pretty crazy. I don't know what's going on with that organization, but I know Ty and a bunch of other Texans fans
got to be upset.
Very upset with what's going on down there. Steven joins us here again. He says, could Mostert have another big game? KC's not the best against the run. 49ers could limit the number of possessions that Mahomes and the company have. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
And this is the thing that you want to look at here with this whole game. Everybody, like you said, wants to paint the picture of the Chiefs offense versus the Niners defense. Okay, I think the Chiefs are still going to be able to get some points here. He's going to be pressured, but we see Patrick Mahomes get out of pressure before, and Ty says they are who we thought they were.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well said.
And but Mostert, again, he exploded in the NFC Championship game for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns here.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not the only guy they have back there. That was just the guy that was going to have the big day that day, and they have an array of running backs they could use, here though, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Control the clock. You want to keep that offense
absolutely.
off the field here. You want your defense to do what they do, do what they do best, get them off, and then get your offense rolling. Watch the clock, manage it, and when you're a great running team, you can do that. You want to be able to get first downs on runs and things like that. Big chunk plays, keep the ball rolling.
You look at Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman got injured the last game. And it was funny to me because I'm like, what's wrong with him? He looked like he couldn't get up. It looked like he was just sitting on the turf. He was in pain. We all know he was in a lot of pain. But then to come to find out that it was his shoulder, elbow, in that range, dude, you could have got up and walked. It wasn't your legs that were hurt.
Yeah.
No, I need a cart. Prima donna much? I'm sorry. But he says he's going to be healthy enough to play in this game. I don't think he's going to be playing a lot. Ryan Mostert has definitely taken control of that backfield. Tevin Coleman early on was the featured back, was the go-to guy in that backfield. Now you look at it now. Ryan Mostert has fought his way not only to stay on this roster for the 49ers, but he's also taking command of it now in the backfield. He is the guy. And not only is he fast, he's physical, he can break tackles, he can make you miss, he can catch the ball, he can do everything, he can even block. So he's definitely taking command, and we've seen it into the playoffs, now going into the Super Bowl. I fully expect him to have another big game because, just like Steven was saying, is that the Chiefs, their defense against the run, their run D, is middling in the league. They're ranked about 13th, 17th, something like that.
Yeah.
So now, of course the Niners are going to test that. Of course. Maybe they even throw in a little trick play. Maybe Kyle Shanahan's got a few ace of spades up his sleeve, and he's just waiting to use them for the Super Bowl because he hasn't had to use them throughout the whole playoffs. And
Well,
you
that's
know
the
Andy
thing with
Reid,
this
too.
offense.
You know Andy Reid, too, is going to have some wrinkles in his offense
Right.
for the 49ers
Right.
as well.
Yeah, because what we were talking about here, because the Chiefs, again, they weren't expected to do any of that either against the Titans. But you know what? They held Derrick Henry to only 67 yards here rushing on for the Titans. And we didn't think any of that was going to really happen because we've seen tougher defenses falter to them the previous weeks. Now, if they can do that to Raheem Mostert, yeah, again, then you can, maybe sprinkle it in somebody else. You know, you still
Matt
got
Breida.
Matt Breida there. And again, maybe get it open into the passing game. You can they have a better shot at mixing it up with different backs that they have, so you get a different look. Because sometimes with defenses, they know how to play a certain type because you have
Right.
multiple backs back there with multiple attributes that things that they bring to the game.
Right.
So it's a different look. We've seen it with the Eagles too. When Boston came in here, what was his name there? The different running back here that they flashed off. It was a different look for him. It wasn't that bang 'em, smash 'em kind of running back, and it was a different look for the defense, and they couldn't stop it. So
You're right,
you get
you're
that
right.
a lot. All right, we got the board is lighting up here. We got the 49ers, Alexander Coleman, good to go for Super Bowl. All right, that's from Ty. He brings us up there. And Steven, replying to Ty Hedgecote, nice to see that Coleman is going to play. That injury looked really bad. All right, nice to see that Coleman is. Yeah,
Yeah, it was just a
All right.
dislocation. So
Yeah.
they popped it back
Popped it
in,
back
and
in,
he
and
said
then
he'll be
there you
good
go.
to go
Put some
by
dirt-
by Super Bowl comes. So, yeah, it is good news for the 49ers that they're getting those guys back, and it's going to be crucial for them because they are a team that's very healthy. The Chiefs are 100% healthy as well. So this is not a Super Bowl where we can say, oh, let's point a finger at that excuse over there or this excuse over there. We didn't have this guy, so that's why we gave up all the run. There's no excuses. It's who is going to outcoach and who and what players are going to outplay the other team. That's really what's going to come down to.
Yeah, definitely. And as far as talking about the rushing again, the 49ers have led all the playoff teams in rushing this past playoffs here. And when you brought up their defense, they were first in the playoffs and second overall in the regular season.
Right.
And first total pass defense now. So this is what people are talking about when they're trying to bring up the passing attack of the Chiefs versus the 49ers defense. And the fact that Richard Sherman now is even a Pro Bowler again after this. And now he's heading back to the Super Bowl again. And there's a lot of different similarities with these teams. It's great to see. Again, D Ford now on the other side for the 49ers.
That's right.
Gets
Revenge
to play
much?
against the Chiefs now. Again, and he was kind of the finger was pointing to blame at him for the losing against the Patriots here by lining up offsides.
Well,
But-
it did cost them.
Yeah.
It
I
is what
know.
it is, but they shouldn't have got rid of him. I disagree with that.
Yeah. But you know what? They did, but Frank Clark has been playing well too.
He's been okay. Let's be
So
honest.
I mean, it's you're getting a lot of different things with these guys. And if you want to take a look at the backfield, you've got Bashaud Breeland and Tyrann Mathieu back there too. And this season they combined for 6 interceptions and 2 fumbles recovered, 2 on that backfield too. So
Yeah.
that's another great addition. Former Houston, Texan into and Arizona Cardinal, and Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger back there, getting some recognition here with this team, and it's very interesting to see how it's going to lay out because also the talk that has been out there, some of the headlines is how few of yards or how little that Jimmy Garoppolo has been throwing here. Only 8 passing attempts in the NFC Championship game. He only topped 250 yards passing just twice in the last 7 starts. Now, again, and that's what everybody's saying. Well, if they stop the run, is Jimmy G able to propel them over and pass?
I think now he is because of the added weapon of Emmanuel Sanders. You have Sanders. Deebo Samuels has elevated his game up to this point, and you also still have George Kittle, who's not only a phenomenal blocker for this team, but he's also a guy who's very dangerous vertically.
I agree, and the thing that you've seen a little bit with Kittle in the playoffs here is he's been silently doing things. Like you said, he's a key blocker. He's been I think the last game he only had one catch for 19 yards. It was a big chunk play.
Yeah, he just stayed in blocked.
Yeah, I mean, but Jimmy Garoppolo has been mixing the ball around. There isn't like one key target you're trying to take out here. And when teams talk about trying their game plan, Bill Belichick, like everybody says, tried to take out their number one key player. What do you do? Who is it here? You want to say you want to get George Kittle out of it, but he hasn't been like a real big part of their success in these last couple of weeks.
Yes, he has.
In a sense, in blocking. I hear you there. But also,
big deal.
That's your ace in the hole that I think you also have too as well. So if you get the running game going too, you might be able to get some disguises out there and get him out into the backfield and get some big plays for him. And I think that is a crucial part for the San Francisco 49ers, although they do spread it out to Deebo Samuel. Like you said, Emmanuel Sanders, one of the biggest free agents or the trades that they made to get him. And he's got to get into the end zone. I think that's a big part of this for this team, the 49ers here. Get Kittle involved. And on the opposite side, I still think that Travis Kelce is one of the major parts of this defense they need to eliminate, especially in the red zone. This guy is deadly in the red zone. They've got to shut it down. And if they cannot give up the big play here to Tyreek Hill, I can see him being able to contain them and keep this a close game here.
Yeah, the only problem with Travis Kelce lately is in the playoffs he seems to be dropping the ball.
And
wide open too.
Early jitters.
It's not even like it was contested. It's him but wide open and he just happens to drop it. So unless he shores that up, he could cost a first down here and there for the Chiefs. And yes, he is a very prolific tight end. He's definitely a guy that they do have to worry about, but I still believe that Tyreek Hill is the more dangerous weapon. He's the one that really kind of opens up that offense completely. If they can cap him, we've seen other defenses do that, where they've seemed to key on just Hill and try to go with either man or zone, close zone to Tyreek. Oh my God, I'm losing it. Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
So then they kind of limit Patrick Mahomes to not even be able to look down the field and everything, and it changes the game for them. Then they have to go with the short pass, and it forces that offense to be a lot more limited than what they like to be. They like to attack fast and hard and just try to create so much of a point margin where it's extremely hard for you to come back. And one thing that I do want to note is that Tyrann Mathieu has been the absolute best addition this team could have done defensively, because not only has he taken over that safety role and has improved that since the absence of Eric Berry, but also he's worked relentlessly with the rest of this secondary and developing them as young men to enhance their game up to this point and making that secondary, which was once a huge opening for just welcoming passes here and there to receivers, to now starting to constrict that space up a little bit and contest a lot of these throws and make them a much better team defensively in the back end. So he deserves a lot of credit for the increase of this defense and their productivity.
All right, absolutely. So we want to ask you guys out there, start lighting up the chat. Who do you guys think is going to take it here in the Super Bowl? It's Super Bowl 54 in Miami. There might be some weather here too, Joe. I mean, they're expecting maybe some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday. We're seeing how it happens.
So far right now, it's partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 49. So there hasn't been, as we get closer, obviously they're going to update the weather.
More accurate
but as of right now, it doesn't call for really rain this second, but it says definitely going to be overcast. It's going to be partly cloudy, but it's going to be nice weather anyway to play it because it's football, right?
Oh yeah,
cares if it
we're
rains?
going to do it anyways. And the thing is too with people when they're like, and I think it's maybe the non-football watching people that they're just there to watch the game, be entertained and drink or something and eat.
Yeah.
You know, that's like last year's game. They didn't like it. Me, I was like kind of edge of my seat still because it was so tight. It was so tense for so long.
So tight.
Where was it going to go? Who was going to finally nudge? Who was
Right.
going to blink first on this whole thing? It was so close.
Right.
Nobody was scoring. It was tight. And then finally the Patriots were able to.
And see,
boom,
that's the thing is nowadays
you know,
everybody's looking for
propose
that
their
high
will.
scoring total on both ends. They want the high scores on both sides and make it real exciting. And that's all great and all. But I myself love a defensive game. I love a defensive grind, and where both defenses aren't really giving up much, and the offenses are kind of, in limbo a little bit. So that makes it exciting for me as well.
Ty says, former Texans players coaches with Super Bowl ties. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan, 2006 to 2009. 49ers run game coordinator Mike McDaniel. 49ers O-line coach John Benton. 49ers DC Robert Saleh. And 49ers inside linebacking coach D'Amico Ryans. 49ers special teams coach Richard Hightower. It's a damn shame, he says. Yes, look at that.
And there he's got a prediction.
Yeah, is it any surprise he likes the 49ers?
I'm
in this
so
one?
shocked.
It's
So
the
shocked.
49ers 34-31. Ty says here, awesome. We love it there. And, who knows? We'll see what happens here. One last thing I wanted to bring up also in this game is that we've seen it with other Super Bowls that they let them just play. There's no big questions here and there, yada, yada. But referees, I would just hope that they're not a problem in this game.
Keep the flags in your
Let's
pockets.
keep it in your pocket.
Just that's it.
And I got a little interesting note here that Bill Vinovich will serve as the game's head referee. Now, in games where he has been part of the officiating crew, the Chiefs' record is 10-6. And the 49ers record is 6-6. Now that wavers in the Chiefs kind of domain there too. Is he a Patrick Mahomes? Like, what's going on here? Who knows? Let's see where these flags lay, because we've seen games in the playoffs even where they seem kind of one-sided to some teams. You even suspected that some of the 49ers games that they were getting favored at times in some of these flags. So they have America's darlings in them. They have handsome Jimmy G on the one side and Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog on the other side. Everybody loves Kermit.
The young talent.
And they're going to square off against each other
Let me correct you right there, though. He's not just Kermit the Frog. He's a female Kermit the Frog.
Oh, don't go there.
Because you got to watch him walk. He walks like a lady. A lady, I tell you.
There you go.
And talks like Kermit the Frog. So.
All right. And then Stephen Lycan says the old defense wins championships is the way my head thinks. But those 50 years and the NFL season, numbers seem to favor the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in a close one, he says. So Stephen says Chiefs. Ty likes the 49ers. Joe, what's your pick on this one?
This is the Niners, baby.
Oh, Joe's pick. He's going with the
all
49ers.
Defense.
Here we go.
I don't think – listen, I just don't think that Mahomes is – listen, this is the ultimate challenge for Andy Reid in this offense, and Patrick Mahomes and Hill and Travis Kelce and company, Damian Williams alike. This offensive line isn't the best offensive line. They're really not. They might have kind of, put a nice mirage in front of the defensive lines and stuff, but they're really not that great. They're decent, but they're not great. And this D-line that they're going to be facing is a great D-line with depth, with a lot of talent, and they are relentless. They are not going to stop coming. They're going to keep coming after Mahomes. They're going to keep coming after the running backs. And the linebackers, they're kind of unsung heroes in this season. They're not really big names. They're guys that kind of come together, and they it's like they bring their lunch pail every week, and they play their tails off. They're blue chip players that they tackle extremely well. They're fast to the football. They play the ball in the air the way it should be played, and they are just all over the football field. So I don't think Mahomes is going to have a lot of time to get rid of that football. It's going to be quick stuff. Now listen, Andy Reid's going to be prepared. He will be prepared. He knows that he probably knows. He's going to try to get rid of the ball quickly, short to intermediate plays to try to take that pressure off early in the game, and then kind of maybe settle back in and try to go for the long bomb once in a while and try to run the football. But this defense is a really, really good defense. And even on the back end, You know what I mean? You got to look at Jaquiski Tart.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming back from an injury. He's going to be 100%. This defense is healthy. You look at is it Levante David? Is it that one?
I don't think so.
It's the other one.
Yeah.
What's that one?
I'm trying to look quick.
But-
For what, linebacker?
Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know right now. See, because I don't know. I'm trying to
But
think of what's in your head, Joe.
But anyway, is it Alexander?
Oh, the Quan Alexander?
Quan
yeah,
Alexander.
All right, yeah. I was gonna say.
Quan Alexander, he was healthy last game. He's he was almost like a very he was a leader. He was a captain of this defense when they came into the season. He was injured and gone for a while, but they still never faltered. They still kept going. And now he's back with this team, and now all these players are healthy. They're going to be dangerous and after it in a rush. The Chiefs, listen, they got to try to get rid of the ball quickly, and even if it takes, a 12, 15, 18 play drive to get down there, don't rush anything. Don't try to keep throwing deep bombs if it's not working. Just take what the defense gives you, and then maybe eventually later on you're going to be able to have that shot down the football field. You're going to be able to have that chance to kind of really blow the doors open on this team, and then all bets are all bets are off. So, but going into this game, and I really do like the Niners offense as well. I think they are underrated. I think the Chiefs defense may underrate them. They may just be worried about the run game. I think there's more to this team, and they're going to display it on Super Bowl Sunday. I love the 49ers in this one.
All right, yeah. I think when you look at this one again, I think the 49ers defense is going to get out there early and get on them and limit the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to start out slow again. But, again, they're not going to be able to keep them down forever. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to get out there. They're going to get some scoring going. The thing is, too, I think with the 49ers, I mean, we talk about Kyle Shanahan here and getting over a hump, but I think this team really rallies around Robert Saleh. I think he gets so intense with this team, and they ride along with that momentum and things that he projects from the sidelines, that they got to stay with that rhythm and keep that lead going, and it's going to be up to them, I think, as far as this goes here, and that the 49ers offense, just keep the ball rolling, keep the foot out of the gas. If you see the Chiefs come back on you, do not get rattled. Steady it, slow it down, stick it to your game plan, keep it rolling, and you can get it done. And I'm going to ride with the defense as well here, and I'm going with the 49ers here because I've the same way of thinking that Stephen Liking's saying here. We've seen it before. We've seen these great defenses go against these offenses that claim to be superior or all these passing getting down here. But this team has been able to win on all phases of the game too. And like you said, we've seen weaknesses with the Chiefs. And if you sleep on somebody and you get caught, then all of a sudden you're stuck in a route. And look what happened even with the Green Bay Packers multiple times this week. And even though you've got Aaron Rodgers there, he didn't get you out of there. And you got Patrick Mahomes out there, who people have claimed right now as the young Aaron Rodgers right now. It mimics a lot of what he did when Aaron came out onto the scene.
He's not Aaron Rodgers.
But this is what you're looking at here, and we've seen Aaron Rodgers go down to this defense and this team, and we could see this a little bit of the same. I do think it's close again. Like the Chiefs have kept it within 7. I say it's a 4-point game. Yeah, I'm going to go off here on this one.
You're going to go 4?
And yeah,
So
and who will be the unsung hero in this one? It's going to be tough to see who might be the MVP of this one here. But maybe it's George Kittle, and then he.
How about this? How about you pick one for defense, one for offense?
One defense and one for offense
for both teams. Depending who wins, which player on each side of the ball gets it has a shot
I have to
get
pick for 2 for both teams.
Yeah, so you have a shot on either side. So
okay. So who would I go with?
Usually it goes offense. Usually.
Yeah.
So it would have to be something crazy defensively.
So I would say then offense is Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs.
Okay.
And then on defense, I would say Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay.
And then for the 49ers, I would say probably Mostert. And then on defense, I'm going to go a little different off of here. And maybe it
yeah,
Richard Sherman. How about that? He throws out. He gets a big play somehow somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
He can get in the mix somehow.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
see.
it's possible.
If I
this-
lose, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't
Right?
matter. It's all for fun, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would go this. I would say Niners defense,
Yeah.
Eric Armstead.
I was going to say that.
I'm going to say Eric Armstead for defense, which it's going to be really hard for a D lineman to get it. It would have to be more like a pass rusher, maybe Nick Bosa.
I say he's a big part of the game, though.
Or D Ford. That's an intriguing one too. Chiefs revenge, you know what I mean? And then offensively for the Niners, I'm gonna go with Deebo Samuel. And then for the Chiefs, I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill. And for the defense for the Chiefs,
It's a tough one.
I think for the defense of Chiefs, it's like too obvious. I think it has to be Tyrann Mathieu. I think if anybody was going to get on the defense, he would probably make the most impact.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, we've got Steven Likens in here, and he's got a little trivia question for us. All right. What two
great.
starters? All right, here we go. Oh, no, I hate tests. What
I
two
fail at
starters?
tests all the time.
What two starters
are you
from
doing,
each
Steve?
team went to the same Mid-American Conference school? Clue, they both play the same position. Probably makes that too easy. LOL, just giving a shout-out to the old stomping grounds with this one.
Two starters from each team.
Starters from each one.
It's got to be from the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm bad at tests.
I don't like
I don't
being
know.
put on
You
the
stumped
spot
me.
either.
I don't know, Steven. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
I'm going to
So,
say default.
default.
Answer.
All
Don't
right.
matter.
Patriot. Ty says Patriots fans on suicide watch. Did you all see Tom Brady post cryptic messages to Twitter? LOL.
Yes,
we
we
did.
did.
We saw that, Ty. That was.
And
pretty
isn't that
crazy.
interesting too? Is because like he basically posted on Twitter a picture, and it's like pitch black, and you're looking through the tunnel out to the field, and it's Tom Brady standing there by himself. No, not with a football, not with a helmet. It's just him standing there, looking out towards the football field, and all you see is the silhouette of Tom Brady. And that's he sent that out on his Twitter page, and Patriots fans are losing it. They're like, "What does this mean? Is he retiring? Is he leaving us? What's going on? Is this a farewell goodbye from him through Twitter?" People are kind of losing their minds. I would say this. Don't overreact to that picture. It could mean that he wants to leave. It could mean that listen, I think he's going to test the free agent market. I think he wants to see what teams are willing to pay him. And he has a number in mind. He no longer wants to give a discount to any team, not even the Patriots. He wants to be paid more like an elite quarterback in this league. And he's not looking for $15 million for the year. He's not looking for $20 million for the year. He wants to be paid $30+ million a year. You know, if you're Tom Brady right now, and you have the mindset of like, hey, listen, I've been a good soldier in the New England organization. I've always kept my salary low, and I've allowed you guys to accumulate free agents and go in the draft and do what you got to do there. I've always helped the team out. Now I want. You know, I want a reward for doing everything they've done. Now, the problem, Tom, with that is that now you're at the very end of your career and that you've had a little decline the last couple of seasons that has been noticed on the football field, especially this year. Last year was the start of it, or 2 seasons ago was the start of it. Now people are starting to see that you're not the same Tom Brady that everybody know and loved. You're asking a little too late. The last time he had a contract negotiation, everything, that was the time to try to strike it rich and make that money. Now I'm not so sure a team would invest that much capital in a 40-plus-year-old quarterback.
It's a story of a man named Brady.
There he goes, looking for the money. Let's see what happens with Tom Brady here with that one. Yeah, that's the talk of the town. All right, Steven says he gives us the answer. He says CMU, left tackles, Joe Staley and Eric Fisher. See, I didn't look deep enough. I was blinded by the stars when I'm like listening to and trying to think in my brain on what they are. I get all messed up and stuff like that. But so we are the big losers on that one.
Bummer.
We suck.
That's
whatever.
okay.
Sometimes you don't get them all. You know what I'm saying. But
That's all right.
there you go. That's our Super Bowl preview show. Joe and I both go with the 49ers. Who do you guys got? We've got it 50-50 right now with some of the guys out there on the Chiefs and the 49ers. We hope it's going to be a great game. I'm excited either way. I'm drinking some beers, eating some wings, and just chilling out, man. It's going to be great. I have no horse in this race, so I'm just going to enjoy the game. I hope you guys enjoy the game here.
There we go. What do you
Ty
got
says
coming in now?
49ers 30, Chiefs 28, MVP Devo Samuel, wide receiver 49ers. You changed the score within the further score that you said before. How do you do that? Man. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. And then Steven says, how about Sherman turning down the Lions offer, which was
right.
Yeah. And then, holy moly, I'm
Go
getting
back.
lit up
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Wait
hold
a
on.
second.
Hold
Before
on,
we
hold
even
on,
go
hold
here,
on.
we're getting
Hold
lit
on,
up by
hold on,
stuff.
hold on.
Jeez Louise. All right, we're getting stuff all over here. First of all right, I gotta say hi to our buddy who's just stepping in the door. It's Mike Tackett.
Mike Tackett, what's up, brother?
Mike Tackett is in the house.
What's going on?
He says, holy guacamole. Is this real? The boys are back on. Happy Super Bowl week, gentlemen. San Francisco by 13,
Thank
he
you.
says. There you go. But what I'm really excited about is the XFL February 2nd on Fox. Yeah, that's going to be cool. They
Definitely.
go right into it, Joe.
Yeah, definitely.
That is cool. We don't have to have a wait about,
This is interesting, though. The XFL, I'm excited about for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
We've seen that, the AFFL, they kind of floundered, they bankrupt and all that, and people were excited about that. That league actually was a decent league, and I was happy to be able to view it, to watch it. Unfortunately, that is gone. Now the XFL's coming. Have they made the right changes for now their second stint? Vince McMahon, has he smartened up since his past mistakes? Now this XFL is going to come in. Hopefully it's going to make a bang. And I would like to see these teams flourish. I'd like to see some playmakers being made amongst us. We've seen guys, there's some names out there that came from the NFL that couldn't really cut it with the NFL teams or didn't want to anymore. They went down to the XFL. They're playing in those games. The only thing is I have a little bit of a concern for teams that are in the colder climates. I mean, now you're getting into that stretch of like really cold. Blistering cold weather.
February really hits us around here.
You
upstate
got
New York,
the New York Guardians. And that, and I'm wondering how many fans are going to show up because of the really cold temperatures. Being a league. XFL, a brand new league.
Absolutely. I know. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot to do, a lot with the XFL. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some shows about the XFL. We're definitely going to be talking to our buddy Jeremiah Spicer, who plays with the Los Angeles Wildcats. We're going to try and get down to that game. We went the Guardians versus the Wildcats and get you guys behind the scenes kind of footage, maybe with that, whatever we can do without getting arrested down there. The XFL prediction for Ty Hedgecock. Andrew Luck plays. Can you imagine the Colt fans? They would be livid. Yeah, I don't know if that's happening there, but
here's something that's interesting too: is that if Tom Brady does decide to leave, if a team is willing to pay him, we don't really know what the number is, but we're just speculating that it's going to be like $30+ million. If a team, say like the Colts, the Colts, they're looking for a new quarterback, and they're not completely entrusting Jacoby Brissett anymore. They want to move on, whether it be a drafting one or maybe they can find a trade or a free agent. If Brady's available and Brady's interested now, this makes sense. It may not be going to the West Coast in the sunshine and all that, or because the Chargers could be another option. But to me, they don't have the protection there to protect Brady. He needs that protection. They don't have a very strong offensive line. I look at the Colts. They have a great offensive line. They have a couple of weapons there. They need to improve on the receiving realm of it. But if they do that, could they entice Tom Brady to come to Indianapolis? They still could be a contender. They might actually win the division next year.
That would be crazy. I know. Fans and for the Patriots, they would just be livid again. Like let's talk about livid. They're just freaking out.
No, God!
Yeah, they're
No, God, please, no!
Live reporting from New England.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, but who knows? And now Stephen Lincoln says cold weather, football weather for the tough guys. Yeah, absolutely. And Oh, man. Yeah, so it's been great. We were on live here with everybody. We haven't done it in a little while. We've been concentrating on YouTube and doing shorter skits and shorter little videos for everybody. We're going to be doing more of that and our explanations of other things.
So keep an eye out for our new content that we upload. Also want to thank all you guys personally. Thank you so much. You've really made this show what it is today. We are still striving forward to move on.
Third year.
We are in year 3. It's been a hell of a ride, and we're loving it every step of the way. But thanks to you guys. You guys are really the ones what we do it for. You guys show up. You guys ask great questions. You guys give us great knowledge. Sometimes you surprise us, and it's truly an honor to be, to have met you guys. Maybe we haven't met face to face, but we know we're all football fans and we share a sport that we absolutely love. But thank you so much for supporting us. Keep going, keep sharing, keep spreading the word to your friends, family, and so forth. Have them go over to YouTube. Subscribe to us, please, on Football on the No Show. You can also catch us on Facebook. If they don't have YouTube, you can direct them to Facebook. You guys know where we're at there. And then for any kind of updated news and content throughout the NFL, go ahead and head over to Twitter and hit us up at FB_no. Really appreciate all you guys. Also want to thank all the guys that have helped build this show. Down Monday, the guys that play the music for our intro and outro. Stephen Murray, the voiceover guy that is the voice of our show. He is an amazing person. And if you know anybody, or if you even have any kind of interest in hitting up Stephen Murray, go ahead and reach him at voiceactorgarage.com. He's an amazing dude. He does trivia. He does voiceovers. He does a lot. So he's a great dude.
He does. He does a lot of funny stuff. We were looking to keep in touch with him. Ty says 2020 is our year, hopefully, and I will keep promoting your shows. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
I wanted
brother.
to say, too,
thank you so much.
Next week we're going to go live, too. It is, there you go, who is drinking the glass football. I was just going to say it. 2 years in a row now I've beaten Joe, and Joe is going to be drinking next week on our show. We're going to be live. Joe is going to be drinking. I'm going to drink as well a little bit, though, too, because nobody drinks alone here. That's not what we do here. I will drink with him, but he will be drinking.
It was not a blowout, though.
The football. It was a lot closer than last year, let me tell you.
Because last year I didn't give
I was afraid.
Last year I didn't give a.
That's right.
Give it nothing.
No, but here we go. It was a tough one. Joe's going to be drinking next week, and we're going to be live again. And thank you again, like he said, for all the support in our third year, going strong. This next year, we're going to be playing a lot of big things, too, as well.
Oh, you know what else?
What?
We next show, maybe we announce it.
What?
The MVP of the year.
The MVP gets the prize. That's right, the MVP of the year. So there you go. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you guys next time. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Join us next week until Wednesday for Football on the No with Jim and Joe.